Good morning, children. How are you all? I think you all are fit and fine. Children, in today's session, I must say, in today's English grammar session, I will discuss with you about prepositions in detail. So, children, get ready for that. First of all, I will say about the definition of preposition. Prepositions are the words which are used to connect the different nouns, pronouns, and phrases in a sentence. So, what is the purpose of prepositions? They are those words are used to connect different sorts of nouns, pronouns, and phrases in a sentence. The preposition usually indicates the relation between the words it is connecting. It tells whether the words are connected in actual space or a place or related through time, or are they part of a thought or process? Example sentence. Through this example, I will describe about this. Example sentence. He found the book on the table. Here, the preposition is on, as it shows the relationship in place between the book and the table. So, in this sentence, on is the preposition, and what it is indicating? It is indicating or showing the relation in place between the book as well the table. The prepositional phrase is on the table, which is acting as an adverb, and what it is telling? It is telling where the book was found. Another example sentence. She went to sleep early. Here, preposition is to. Next, example sentence. Her house was beside a steep hill. Here, the preposition is steep hill. Children, our next point of discussion is types of prepositions. First type of preposition is simple prepositions. These prepositions are constructed by only one word, like on, at, about, with, after, for, etc. So, what is the definition of simple prepositions? These prepositions are constructed by only one word, like on, at, about, with, after, for, etc. Example sentence. He found the book about dogs on the table in the bedroom. Here, in this sentence, children, we are getting three prepositions, about, on, and in. So again, I am reading the sentence, example sentence for you. He found the book about dogs on the table in the bedroom. Here is a list of common simple prepositions. So now I will discuss with you about the example words of simple prepositions. They are for, by, at, on, off, and to. Okay, children. Next, I will go to discuss with you about the second type of preposition. Next type of preposition is double prepositions. Now, the things are coming within your mind. What is double preposition? Now, I will tell you the definition of double prepositions. These prepositions are formed by combining two words or two simple prepositions. So, what it is actually? Double prepositions can be formed by combining two words or two simple prepositions. Supposed to be into, within, upon, onto, etc. Now, I will come to the example sentence. The dog jumped on the bed and left marks upon the sheets. So, in this sentence, we are getting two double prepositions. The dog jumped onto the bed and left marks upon the sheet. Onto and upon. These are two examples of double prepositions. Here is a list of common double prepositions. Now, I will discuss with you some example words of double prepositions. They are into, onto, upon, from behind, from beneath, out of, upon. Okay, children. Now I will discuss with you about the third kind of preposition. The third kind of preposition is compound prepositions. Now I will define what is actually the compound prepositions. These prepositions are two-word prepositions. What is the first thing we have to remember? These prepositions are two-word prepositions according to, because of, next to, due to, etc. So, the remembering key point is here is that these prepositions are of two words according to, because of, next to, due to. Example sentence: he was upset because of his son's behavior. Here, because of is the example of compound prepositions. Now, I will discuss with you some common examples of compound prepositions. They are actually across, along, beside, behind, before, without, and inside. Now, children, I will discuss with you how, in another way, we can categorize prepositions. So, another way to categorize preposition. Prepositions are also categorized based on their use in a sentence. How we are using those prepositions in a sentence. supposed to be. Here also we can categorize prepositions in three ways. One is prepositions of place, second is prepositions of time, and third is prepositions of movement. Now I will discuss with you one by one about these 3 points. My first point is preposition of place. Now the things are coming within your mind that what is preposition of place or what are prepositions of place. Now I will define the thing. Prepositions of place refer to those prepositions that can be used to show where something is located. So, what is the point we should focus on? The focusing point is where something is located. There are 3 basic prepositions of place. They are in, on, and at. So, what preposition of places are indicating? They are indicating where actually something is located. Example words: at college, maybe at home, at reception, in a taxi, in the sky, in the building, on the way, on the radio, on the page. Now I will discuss with you about some example sentences. Those sentences are actually reflecting the prepositions of place. There is a cup on the table. There is a cup on the table. On is the preposition. The helicopter hovered above the house. Above. Example word preposition. He stood in front of the door and rang the bell. In front of. So, in front of is the example of preposition of place. Means it is indicating where in front of. Prior to that, it is indicating the place where above the house. And the first example, it is indicating the place where on the table. Next beta, I will discuss with you about the prepositions of time. What actually the preposition of time, or we can say what are prepositions of time. The prepositions are often used to refer to times and dates. So, what is the inner meaning? It means we use prepositions to refer times as well as dates. Here also 3 basic prepositions of time. They are at, in, and on. Example words: at 10:30 a.m., at 8 o'clock, at bedtime, at breakfast. In 16 years' time, in 1991, in December, on Christmas, on Friday, on holiday. Okay, now I am going to discuss with you some example sentences based on prepositions of time. Meet me at 5 o'clock. Here, when I went to meet, time reference at 5 o'clock. At is the preposition. I work all the day on Sunday. So, when on Sunday, on Saturday. So, here, time which in this sentence referring on Sunday. So, on is the example of prepositions. He likes to read in the evening. Time reference, in the evening. In is the example of preposition of time. And today's last point of discussion is another category of preposition, that is prepositions of movement. What are prepositions of movement? Prepositions of movement show movement from one place to another. So, what does they indicate? Or what do they indicate? They indicate movement from one place to another. There are 9 basic prepositions that pertain to movement. So, what are the example words of preposition of movement? To, towards, through, into, across, over, along, in, on. These are the 9 specific prepositions of movement. Again, I am repeating those words: to, towards, through, into, across, over, along, in, on. For example, now I will discuss with you about the example sentences related to prepositions of movement. I am going to the doctor. So, to is the example of prepositions to movement. Where I am moving to the doctor. The train went through the tunnel. So, movement of the train is indicated over here, and preposition of movement is through. He walked across the road. Movement across the road. Across is the prepositions of movement. Next, you must walk across the street at the crosswalk. You must walk. Here, walking, one kind of movement, and prepositions of movement is across. He must walk across the street at the crosswalk. Last example sentence: he is walking along the path. This is another example, and now for the time being, this is the last sentence, example sentence of the prepositions of movement. Children, I hope so I'm able to make you understand, or you are able to grab the concept related to prepositions. Even then, children, if you are having any doubts regarding the conception of prepositions, please let it clear with me during the class or our online session of English. Till children, goodbye and stay tuned.